The very best traps in the history of bodybuilding. We would have to bypass the golden era of Arnold and Franco Colombo to find it, even though these guys looked sick. But with all due respect, in the traps department, they were not up to par as of yet. You can see comparison between Arnold and Ronnie Coleman, not even a contest. We need to move on actually to the 80s. Even Lee Haney was good, but not that good. You can see from the back, not impressive to say the least. Until another dude came in the 80s, Mr. Brutal Bertil Fox from the Caribbean, baby, please. Look at that crazy traps development. He was known as the best traps of the 80s. He looks like Denzel Washington, but that's the only resemblance, trust me. Aside from that, he was a killer on the scene. One of the best bodybuilders or crazy bellies of the 80s. Let's move on though. 90s already. Look at that. Another dude challenging Mr. Lee Haney. That's Mr. Dorian Yates. The very best traps of the 90s. This dude, unparalleled. He shocked us in 1993. He came like this. What the hell? Never seen such a muscular development. He was crazy developed. Some other guys tried to challenge him. Mr. Kevin the Cat Lavroni. It was definitely a sight to be seen from the front. This dude has crazy traps development in its own respect. But unfortunately, when he turns back, he has a tendency of being flat. Not impressive from the back, to say the least. Look at that back double bicep. They look definitely not as impressive as from the front. But nonetheless, we salute the Maryland Wrecking Machine. That was another dude who came in. Look at that. Ronnie Coleman, Mr. Olympia 8 times in a row. Crazy sets of traps up there. He is as good as Dorian Yates. I put them in the same level. Ronnie Coleman has the top, but the lower end is definitely Dorian. So definitely it is a tie between these two. Look at it. In the center, lower portion, not that developed compared to Dorian. This is the real picture, by the way, 1997. And here's another picture in their prime. You can clearly see that Dorian has it in the central part of that muscle there. Look at it. But then again, both are crazy. There was another dude with crazy back development, Mr. Joel Stubbs. It looks impressive. He definitely dwarfs guys in the back position. Definitely a sight to be remembered. Unfortunately, his back double biceps again looks definitely tiny, not world class. Nothing to be compared to these two guys, Dorian and Ronnie. This guy were on another level. That was another Mr. Olympia though. Dexter the Blade Jackson. Look at that muscular development. From the front, he literally has two testicles of elephants on a side of his head. Look at it. Quite impressive. Crazy, very aesthetic. From the back, not the best again, unfortunately, but nonetheless, he is definitely out to be saluted. One of the best aesthetic guy. That was another giant from Germany this time around. Mr. Dennis Big Bad Wolf. Look at him dwarfing Mr. Olympia Jay Cutler. In the traps department, no contest, baby. Definitely a sight to be remembered. Look at that lat spread. Dismiss the acne. That's probably chocolate, bro. But the width and the thickness of these traps are out to be saluted. And look at him next to his German friend, another giant, Marcus Ruhl. But then again, this guy was crazy everywhere. Let's look back at Wolf though. He's next to, oh yeah, look at that, Mr. Phil Heath. Phil Heath is good. You know, he's not at Ronnie's level, don't get me wrong, but he's definitely sick. Better than the guy next to him. Does he even lift? Kai Green. Kai Green has no traps, with all due respect. Traps department, non-existent. He has the baddest traps ever. Look at him here. Ronnie gave him an advice. Look next to Ronnie. Does he even lift? He's talking to his trainer, George Farah. And trust me, George, it's not with 100 pounds that he will build sick traps. Look at him next to Phil Heath. Definitely no traps development whatsoever. I don't know what's his problem, but unfortunately, he does not have a traps development. But look at the guy next to him. Good Lord! Out from Texas, Mr. Branch Granite Warren! Sick traps development. He's definitely impressive. Even when he's doing some legs, you cannot dismiss looking at his traps. Look at him. He looks like a gremlin here. But traps, oh my lord. But wait a second, he was training with this guy next to him, right? Me, Johnny Jackson! These are the best traps in history, baby. Please look at that. Those are testicles of mammoths next to his head. This is the strongest IFBB competing in Mr. Olympia, guys. He's a power lifter as well. You can literally see veins in his traps, for God's sake. Even in the side chest. The most impressive muscle, again, is the traps. Crazy development. These are the best traps in history, no doubt. I mean, look at that back pose. They go, it's like one muscle until the lower back, for God's sake. Look at him doing some crazy deadlifts. Champion in his own right. This guy has the best traps in history. Mr. Johnny Jackson. Don't forget to like the video, salute me, subscribe, and I salute you wherever you are, baby, please.